Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur, and welcome back to another game guide video for Mortal Online 2. And today we are playing on version 1.0.12.12. So first of all, Happy New Year everyone, and hope that you had a good Christmas break and enjoyed your holidays. So in this video I just want to talk a little bit more about your character's reputation. So as you know, in this game there is only one character for each account, so you cannot have multiple characters like we did back in Mortal Online 1. And so in this game, I think you as a player, you are encouraged to take your character's words and actions more seriously. And because when you have one character, people tend to associate you with your character's actions more in the long term. So what you do, what you say, will have long-term repercussions than I think in other MMORPGs. So I just want to talk a little bit more about how to ensure that you as a player can build a better reputation and maintain it. So I want to break this video down into two sections. So in the first section I will talk about what your character's words and actions can contribute to your character's reputation, and then in the second part I want to talk about how other players perceive you, how they what they think of you personally in their own minds. So I'll begin by talking about how your character's actions and words can have an impact on your reputation. So there are many things that can contribute to your character's reputation in this game, and there's just too much to talk about, so I'm not going to go into great detail, but I will just focus on several things, just a few examples that I think might give you an idea of how to go about building a good reputation in the game in the long term. So one of the things I think is important is your character's dealings with other players. So in this game, every little interaction that you have can build into your character's reputation. So one of the things, I'll give you an example. So there was one time when I had an excess step horse that I needed to sell quickly because I had no more room in my Favenum stables. So I took out the horse and then I went into town and I stood outside the Favenum tavern and I did a yell and I said something to the effect of, need to urgently sell a level 31, I think it was, level 31 step horse quickly. Meet outside the Favenum tavern if you're interested. And so I pressed enter, and within I think less than 10 seconds later, a random player came up to me and just walked up to me and opened trade window and passed me 5 gold and accepted the trade without asking any questions. So I accepted the 5 gold and I got off my horse straight away, and then I traded the horse to him or to her, and I said, enjoy your horse, enjoy your new horse, and the player rode off. And so that was an example of how your dealings with other players can lead to an easier or harder time in doing business. So I think that player might have known that I'm a YouTuber, and they might have seen my videos and they probably know my character is Leorius, and so I think that might have contributed to them being not asking any questions when they passed me the 5 gold, because I think they knew that I would honor my word. And so when you, as a character, when you play this game, your words and actions can play a big part in how other players will respond to you. So if you're someone who is trustworthy, someone who honors their word, when you say that you're going to sell something for X amount of money and that's exactly what you do, and you're not someone that's later goes back on their word and says, oh, actually I want 6 gold instead of 5 gold or 10 gold or something like that. You're not someone who just backstabs people and changes your mind at the last minute. If you're someone who people know that can be trusted, and if you're someone that people know can do business with, then they're more likely to do business with you easily. They're more willing to not ask questions. So if we were to reverse the situation, let's say I had a bad reputation, I could be standing outside the tavern all day, or for a very long time, and nobody will probably want to come up to me because they probably, if they know that I have a bad record, someone who goes back on their deals. When people say, when you say that you want to sell something for 5 gold and then later on you shortchange them, or you demand more afterwards, then if you do that, then people are not going to be so willing or so open to doing business with you. They are more likely to just say, hey, I don't think I can trust this guy. So things like that. So if you're someone whose word can be trusted, then people are more likely to. You basically have an easier time in this game, and likewise, if your character is someone who people know is not harmful, someone who's not going to do bad things to other players. In contrast, you are someone who is helpful, someone who looks out for other players and helps them out. Then this can translate to other people responding in kind. So let's say you're in a dungeon or somewhere in the wilderness and you encounter another player. If that player knows that you are someone who has a bad record of harming other players, like let's say a player is fighting a mob and then when they're low on health, you decide to finish them off, being an opportunist. So if you do that, then word will get around quickly. Actually, if you've seen this video by this guy who I don't think he's come back to Mortal Online 2 now. This was a YouTuber who tried out the game and they went into the Fabenham sewers and they killed another player. I think another player who belongs in a guild, and took their stuff and then basically hid in the dungeon, in the dark recesses of the dungeon when the player came back to look for his stuff and possibly to exact revenge. So the player didn't see the YouTuber who killed them and took their stuff, and then later on when the YouTuber went back up to the surface, he was saying that a lot of players were looking at him, and so I think this is a sign that word gets around very, very quickly in this game. So if you commit a crime, just be aware that just because your criminal flag has worn off after 2 minutes, or you've burned your murder accounts after spending a lot of time in the game without committing any crimes, and you burn your murder counts, just because you did that doesn't mean that people won't remember what you did. So just be aware of that. If you are someone that people know is a bad actor, someone who will just take their chances and do bad things when opportunity presents itself, then don't be surprised that next time people won't come to your aid, or people will straight up take aggressive actions against you. So just be aware of that. It's all about what you say and what you do in this game, and like I mentioned, people will remember what you did, and that's the long-term consequences of your character's actions and words. So moving on, I want to talk about other players' perception of your character. in their minds. So not only is your character's actions and words matter in this game, but the way other players perceive you can also play a big part in how they respond to you. So if you are someone that that nobody knows, and nobody knows what exactly you are going to do, then yeah, it might affect how they interact with you. So if you are a brand new character and people don't know you and they don't know who you are, or what you intend to do, then people might be hesitant to do business with you, and sometimes people might ignore you, or they might take aggressive actions against you, because it's possible that they might think that you are an alt account, because as you know, Steam has recently allowed multiple accounts on the same PC. So now it's possible to create multiple Steam accounts and then buy Mortal Online 2 on each of those accounts and then have multiple characters. So even though SV has made this game to be a one character game per account, people have found ways to get around that. So you know, if you are someone that nobody knows, they might think twice before they do any business with you. They might be very cautious around you, and that all plays into how people's perception of you as a character in the game. So that will affect how they interact with you. Conversely, if you are someone who's well known, someone that is well respected, someone who people look up to, or that they like very much, then it's more likely that people will be more friendlier towards you, or be more amicable towards you in the game. So take for example, if you are in a dungeon or in the wild and you run into another character, you know, you probably just have people walking past you, or they won't draw their weapon, or even if they do, they will just they might maintain their distance, but they're not. If they know that you are not someone who's just going to harm them, then they will, they will just most likely they will just walk past you. So it's all about how people perceive you. So just be mindful of that, and also it's also how the way you do things. Like, let's say you are rude to other people, or you are you trash talk, or whatever, and then even if you are someone who has not committed any crimes, or someone who has not been dishonest, then that might play into how other people perceive you as well. Because even if you haven't committed any crimes as such, people perceive you to be someone that is not likable. So if people don't like you, then it doesn't matter whether you have been a criminal in the game or not. It's likely that people will also not want to have any dealings with you, because if the community thinks that you are someone who's dislikable, someone who's antisocial and whatnot, then it can all affect how people will respond to you in the game. So just be mindful of your characters, how people perceive you, and what your character's actions and words are in this game. Just like in real life, it's not just what you do and what you say, but it's also how people perceive you. And so I'm sure we've all had experiences of that. So I think in some ways it's true in this game as well. So just keep that in mind, and I hope that this has given you some food for thought. And so if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and please leave any questions or comments you may have down in the section below. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and please hit the bell icon, and please also share this video. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. So thank you for watching. This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur. Take care and have a good day.